This tutorial deals with the creation and editing of stock items. As the name suggests, stock and order items are the things that the business sells, buys or makes. The application differentiates between types of item. In particular, stock items are any physical items which are either sold by the business, made by the business or purchased by the business for incorporation into its products for resale. These items are stock controlled, so stock quantities will be updated when these items are dispatched, used in the completion of a works order, or when these items are produced on a works order or received from a supplier and a goods received note has been generated. Service items are items that are sold or purchased by the business for resale, and they are not stock controlled. Consumable items are any goods or services that are purchased by the business for consumption within the business itself, including, for example, rent, rates, insurances, safety wear, gas, electricity, machine oils and spare parts. Consumable items are not stock controlled. Creation and editing of service items and consumables are dealt with in separate tutorials. In this video tutorial, we'll deal with the creation and editing of stock items. So, having selected stock and order items, new item, stock item type, we are presented with a general input form. Here we enter the general details about the stock item, commencing with the stock code or short name. Below we enter a longer item name, and both of these can be used to search for the item. Below that we can enter an extended description, name, specification or drawing reference. Next we can enter the minimum stock holding for this product. That is to say, where the stock falls below this level, we should restock, whether we have any orders for that quantity or not. The weight of the item in kilograms, the list price of the item, the normal selling price for the item, the VAT rate. This is particularly important both to ensure the correct calculation of VAT on any sales invoices raised and also to ensure the correct processing of the VAT return. This particular item is standard rated in the UK. The VAT commodity code is used to ensure the correct categorization of this product if the business is incorporating Intrastat. It can be left blank if not. The barcode number or text, which might be important if this business is printing barcodes from label printing software. Enter the stock pack size, which is the pack size or unit of measure by which we stock this item. And similarly, the sales pack size, which is the unit of measure related to the list price above. The sales to stock pack size conversion rate is the factor by which any sale is multiplied to calculate the quantity of stock sold. In this example, where the pack size conversion rate is 1, then for every one item sold, one item will be taken from stock. The normal batch quantity is the quantity in which this item is produced or bought. If we know that this item is manufactured by us, then we must check this box. If the item were not manufactured by us, then we should go to the supplier screen, where we can enter details for up to 3 suppliers for the bought item, including name and any part reference they might have for this item. Their normal lead time in days, any unit price and pack size or unit of measure relating to their unit price. Because this pack size might be different to the pack size by which we stock this item, again we enter a conversion rate. Where in this example the conversion rate is 1, then for every one item that is bought from the supplier, when received and processed through a GRN, it will create one item quantity in stock. Having completed details for up to 3 suppliers, it is then advisable to check the Use Supplier 1 unit price or simply enter a material cost for that item in the box at the bottom of the screen. This is the amount that these items will be valued in stock. As we saw, this is a manufactured item, so we will move to the manufacturing screen. You will see that the normal batch quantity we entered on the general details screen has been carried across here on the assumption that it will be produced in batches of 1000. but that can be edited by unchecking the box and entering a new value here. Next, we have to tell the application which components are used in the manufacture of this product. By clicking on New Component item, we open a box where we can enter the first component details. For each completed frying pan produced, we will require one base. You'll see here that the cost of the base for the batch quantity of 1000 is immediately calculated, and that we can have material and labour because the base is also produced in-house. This gives us a total of £3,070 for the production of a batch quantity of 1000 pans. Next we will need a lid, and we search and select for that in exactly the same way. Again, we require one for each completed pan, and the application immediately brings up the cost for producing a batch of 1000. The application has also totaled the component costs in terms of the labour and materials plus labour input. Next, we need to identify the process by which this is made. So by checking on New Production Routing, we can select the machine or area within the factory where this pan is made. There might be a setup time associated with this particular resource, for example, the time to set up a new tool or to change a tool in the machine. In this example of assembly, there is no setup time, but there is a process time of 150 minutes to complete the batch of 1000 pans. Equally, there might be a cool-down time associated with this resource for components to literally cool down, or for paint to dry before the product can go for further processing. As with the component costs, the application has calculated a new labour value for the processing on this resource, and that is based on the labour costs associated with that resource when setting that up. The component costs have been added on this line to give us a total cost for this batch. Also, based on the 1000 batch quantity, it gives a unit cost, materials, labour, and total for the production of this item. As for bought-in parts, if we check this box at the bottom of the manufactured items, then this cost will be used in the valuation of any stock. We then press the Create button to complete the setup of this new stock item. We can now search for that stock item, and having found it, we can select and edit it. Any details on the general screen can be edited as with suppliers and manufacturing. Once the relevant changes have been made, we simply click Update.